Hey, since we're talking foraging, let's have a really important conversation. Let's a little bit about the rules of foraging. So some of your foraging rules are like a dogma. They're steady, unchanging, and remain the same no matter where you're foraging. And some of the rules change based on where you're foraging and what you're foraging. Some of our dogmatic rules that we talk about for sustainability are to never harvest more than 1/3 of what you see in front of you. Another one of those dogmatic rules is to leave the largest plant so that it can continue to reproduce. And then others are for your well-being. So one of our other dogmatic rules is that you never harvest something that you cannot 100% identify. The reason for that is because there are all sorts of toxic lookalikes to plants and fungi, and we want to make sure we don't make ourselves or our loved ones sick or even die. In some cases, some plants are fatal, and there are rules that are dependent on where you're harvesting and what you're harvesting. So for example, in the state of Wisconsin where I live, I'm pretty sure that the rule is that you can only harvest the fruit that is produced on any of the public lands. What that means is, say you have a black walnut tree, you cannot take the leaves or the branches or the bark or the roots of the tree, but you can take the nuts that fall off the tree. Let's say you have raspberry. Red raspberry is very helpful for the human body. Red raspberry leaf is. On public lands, you can't harvest the leaf, but you can harvest the berries. Blackberry would be the same thing. So with blackberry, a lot of times for medicinal purposes, we want to have the blackberry root. So you can't harvest the blackberry root on public lands, but you can harvest the berries themselves. So those are just some examples of what I mean. So if you are looking for, say, horsetail for medicinal purposes, you can't take the horsetail. Or the videos that I've shown of the cutleaf toothwort, you can't dig that up and take it. So you can't take the roots, you can't take leaves, flowers, branches, bark. Only the thing that's produced. So on most of our public lands, you can take mushrooms, fruits, and seeds, well, nuts. So each public land can have different rules too. Some are more or less strict. When you're on private land, of course, you want to go by our rules of ethics as well as by the rules of the landowner. So another rule for, say, public lands, an exception to their rules are if it is an invasive species. So garlic mustard, they want you to pull up as much of that as you possibly can. Garlic mustard is highly nutritious food, so you can pull that up from public lands. Because of how invasive it is, if you have a private landowner that would like you to take it, you can take as much of it as you can possibly carry. Now with that one, you do have to be prudent on how you dispose of what you're not using because you don't want it to start growing somewhere else. So make sure you do your research, and even when I show you a plant, please don't go and forage that plant just based on my videos or my pictures. You have to get to know the plant for yourself and know that you are 100% identifying the plant. There are some really great foraging books out there. I do highly recommend Sam Thayer. He is local to me in the state of Wisconsin, but you can get his books anywhere. He does cover quite a range of the United States, but research, and don't just buy some of the newest foraging books either, because some of those newest books are actually AI written And I have read some books that have some rather dangerous advice. So make sure you're going with a very popular author, one that a lot of people recommend. Again, Sam Thayer is my place to start. And there are other authors. Maybe one of these times I'll sit down with my books and I'll do a video with my books and show those to you so that you can know a few trusted authors. I just don't remember all of their names off the top of my head. I'm a little better with the herbalists than I am with the foragers. But I look forward to seeing you in the next video.